Hello, hello, lovely ladies. So I'm going to share with you the Sacred Heart sequence, which has been inspired by a lovely seated compassion sequence from Drew Yoga. So this is part of your air element, spirit element training. This one more particularly for the air element because it's very much heart opening. So the postures and the sequence is very much about opening the heart space. So I'm going to break it down for you into the postures, and then we'll go through it with a little bit of music so that you can feel it when it is in its flow. So we're going to begin by coming up onto our feet and just pop my bolster up to one side. And the mudra that we're going to work with is the lotus. It's in your manual. So we're going to go from prayer position to open lotus. So prayer position to open lotus. So we're going to begin with our feet hip width apart, and this is the first part of the sequence. So we're nicely grounded in mountain pose. So feet are hip width apart, the knees are loose, the pelvis is in a neutral position. Heart is lifted, the shoulders are relaxed, gently releasing by your sides. And if you want to do a little bit of movement first, we can do that. So maybe just a little bit of twisting for the spine. And then also maybe just a little bit of kidney scoops as well, just to open up the shoulders and the spine. Now in your yoga class, if you're going to share this sequence, you're definitely going to want to be opening up the hamstrings first. So getting the spine warmed up, you might want to do the energy cultivation sequence first. And to open up the hamstrings, you're going to set one foot forward, bend into the front knee, stretch down the back leg nice and straight. So you feel a stretch through the hamstring at the back. And hold that for about 5 breaths and then switch to the other side. So we're just opening up the leg meridians, but also the muscles as well. And then we're going to bring that back in. We're going to step 1 foot forward and one just a little bit back, but not quite as far back. This time we're going to keep the pelvis tucked under and bend both knees until you feel a stretch into that Achilles tendon at the back. And again, that's going to prep up the tendons as well. And then the other side. So again, big toes about in line with the heel, bending both knees and just keeping the pelvis tucked nicely under as you stretch through the back of the leg there. All right, good. And then bring the legs back and just take a nice circle into the hips, into the pelvis. Again, just getting the energy moving around the hips, pelvis, lower back. And then you might want to add in just some nice movements to open up the shoulders, the upper back, the heart space. Gorgeous. All right, lovely. And then shaking that out. So coming back into feet hip width apart. Again, we're going to soften the knees, bring the pelvis into neutral, shoulders are relaxed. The first part of the sequence is going to be the rising or floating lotus. So the hands come into prayer position at the heart first of all. And you might want to guide, an inward kind of connection with earth, with sky. So we've got this lovely flow in your vertical alignment breath as the hands come together. Then as the hands come overhead, we're going to open up the middle 3 fingers as the hands rise up into this lovely rising lotus. And then we release down to your sides. And again, we're going to bring the hands into lotus, push up through. And it's just this lovely awareness of the flower blossoming towards the light. So we're going to do that 3 times. Good. Now, bring the hands back to prayer. We'll just do that a little bit more with the breath now. So as you breathe in, the hands come up And then as you breathe out, the hands cascade and release. Keep the knees nice and soft. So breathe in. And breathe out. So there's like an expansiveness through the chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. So that's the first little bit. Next bit is called charity pose or head to knee pose, and it's going to be a lovely flowing posture. So the hands are going to be behind us. So we can either take praying hands behind. If that is too much for wrists, and I would definitely recommend that you do a few wrist stretch. So you might do a little bit with cat's pose, you know, maybe a few nice floreos beforehand. Or you can hold the forearms or even make a fist in each hand and just bring the thumbs together. And they're all really lovely alternatives to praying hands. So the hands come behind, and as you bring the hands behind, you'll feel the chest really open. So you can feel that lovely expansion through the chest. The feet are then going to step wide. So we've got the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And then we're going to turn towards the right leg. Now, the feet might need to separate a little bit so that we've got a bit more space for balance. And then we're going to lift up through the sternum. So it's just as if you've been pulled up through the center of your chest, a little back bend there. A lovely deep breath in. And then as you anchor down through the right big toe and the foot, we're going to release forwards a little way. The head releases down. I'm going to bend the front knee and gently uncurl as you push back up again to that open heart. So a nice deep breath in. Breath out as you release down over the front straight leg. Slight micro bend in the knee, bit deeper this time. Bend the front knee, push into the foot to draw all the way back up. So we've got that lovely flow through the spine. Again, another nice deep breath in. Front leg is straight with a micro bend in the knee. And this time, we're going to come all the way down, head to knee. Now, you can hold there for a few breaths. And there's a couple of variations here. So first variation is to release the hands. Bring the arms up to shoulder height, palms face out, front knee is slightly bent. And then we've got this lovely rainbow arc with the left arm that opens up and takes us to face front. The other alternative is to have the hands behind. We're in that lovely forward flow. The hands come to the floor, and then you take the knee down, top of the foot down, arms come to shoulder height, and then the left arm opens up. So you can do either of those. Now in the sacred heart part, we're going to just soften the elbows a bit like we do in our warrior flow. So we take an in-breath as the elbows soften, and then as you breathe out, just going to release and just push out through the palms, and you can again just drop into that hip a little bit more. So the in-breath is soft, the out-breath release. So we're just getting a lovely stretch, and again in-breath and out-breath push. The left hand is going to sweep around. Both hands come forwards. The hands will then come down by the foot. We tuck under, step up, and then we come up, bringing both hands over to the other side to bring the hands around the back. Now, if you're doing that from a standing position, we have the head to knee, so the head is down towards the knee. The hands release and the arms come up to shoulder height. The front knee is bent. Left arm rainbow arc over the top. We've got an in-breath. As you straighten the front leg, soften the elbows. And out-breath to push. In-breath. And it's just like you're expanding out through the heart. Lovely. And then in-breath, so really opening up the heart space, and out-breath. Now again, The left arm is going to come around to meet the right. The arms come over the top, and we turn to the left to repeat this on the left side. So the hands come to the back, either prayer position or holding the elbows or fists. Again, in breath, as we take that slight back bend, out breath. Front leg is straight with a little micro bend, the head drops down. Bend the front knee, gently uncurl. Separate the feet a little if you need for balance. Out breath again. A little bit deeper that time, in breath. As you come up. And then out breath again, this time letting the head relax there. You might want to have a few breaths there. And then releasing the hands either to the floor or to shoulder height. I'm going to go to shoulder height this time. The right arm is going to rainbow arc to open us to the front. In breath as you straighten that front knee, out breath to push. Now I'm going to look along the left arm, in breath and out breath, but you can look towards the front as well. So in breath and out breath. Top arm is going to come around to meet the other hand. So both arms now extended forwards. Then both arms are going to come overhead. Now I'm going to step the feet in here. And we come into this lovely chalice position. And we imagine the most beautiful light just filling the palms of our hands. And then we can bring the lotus together again. So we bring that lovely lotus in. I'm going to bring it down towards the heart, and then we can close back into prayer position at the heart. Okay, so we're going to pop a piece of music on now that we can move to. We'll just flow through it, and I will try not to talk too much, so you can just follow. Okay, so this is a lovely piece of music called Shiv Shakti, and it's by a lovely group called Bliss. Have a few breaths at home. Our lovely floating lotus.
Lioness of courage, she who spins and weaves and cuts the way, she who occupies sacred space, she who spins and weaves and cuts the way, she who occupies sacred space. Stand up, Shiv Shakti, take your stage. Stand up, Shiv Shakti, calm their rage. Stand up, Shiv Shakti, turn the page. Take what is claim what is ours. Woman, take one and all of your powers. Woman of peace, take war from the world. Woman of silence, this song is yours. Woman of glory, woman of mercy, woman of love, woman of love, lioness of courage, she who spins and weaves and cuts the way, she who tells the heavenly story, she who spins and weaves and cuts the way, she who tells the heavenly story. Stand up, Shiv Shakti, take your might. Stand up, Shiv Shakti, take Shiv Shakti. Stand up, Shiv Shakti, take God's light. Take what is ours, claim what is yours. Woman, take one and all of your powers. Take what is ours, claim what is yours. Woman, take one and all of your powers.
Beautiful.